Welcome to Discover Janesville. My name is Yuri Rashkin. Today we are guests here at Basics, and Basics is also a sponsor of today's episode. My next guest is Allison Rollette. Allison, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You have become known in the community. You have championed the cause of chickens. Legal chickens, mind you. How did you get interested in this particular issue? Are you originally from Janesville?
I've been in Janesville since about 2003, so
okay.
I've been here a little while.
And you decided you wanted to raise chickens?
Well, when my garden came to a close at the end of last year, one of my focuses since I was laid off from lab safety has really been to downsize our expenses and kind of sort of move back toward basic things in our household, something that we can control. And so we did the garden, and it just made sense to me that my next step might be to have some hens for eggs and things like that. And that's just kind of how it started for me.
So you looked around, you thought about getting some hens, and then you found out that it was not allowed.
Yes, I started looking into the ordinances for Janesville, and then I started looking into really
because you gave the council like a 30-page report.
That was a lot of research on my part. I pretty much read every book in the public library system around here and tried to put it into a summary to give to the city, to the council, so that they wouldn't have to read the same 20 books that I did. And really tried to.
Do you approach every issue you're interested in by reading every book in the library about it?
Sometimes, yes. Yes, sometimes.
I just think it's so interesting that there was a particular issue that was important to you, and you went out and you basically became the grassroots effort for this campaign. There were people here and there who were interested in raising their own hens, and you kind of brought those people together, united them, gave them focus, and in essence became a leader of that particular movement. So I'm curious what makes you, how you find yourself in that position, because yes, you were interested in this, but at the same time, other people were as well.
Right. I think it just came down to my having the willingness and already having jumped on the paperwork aspect of it and the writing of of a draft ordinance and things like that. I mean, yeah, there were people who wanted to have hens, but nobody had done the research that I had done to find out how you would go about changing that. I've read a lot about how other cities have changed their ordinances and how they go about it. So nobody else in the group has really taken it from that angle, and I had the willingness to sit down and type those reports and pull the information together.
Have you thought about going to law school at this point?
No, not so much.
So what did you learn from this experience?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've learned a lot about just the inner workings of the city's government, for starters, and about chickens. I really didn't know that much about the keeping of hens or urban hen keeping or that much about it at all. So I've learned that whole aspect of it. And then with the various media and things like that, the interviews on the radio and the television, so there's been that aspect of it. And then just all the wonderful people that I've met that have come together on this, that people, that I had no idea before I met them, that, how wonderful they were and where they're from, and it's very neat.
Something that I'm actually studying about, and you're being a prime example of it, social media. It seems like Facebook and other outlets have been very important for you in getting your message out. Absolutely.
Facebook, every time I look, I've got a significant amount of more people into that Facebook group, and the little blog that I whipped up has seen a tremendous amount of traffic, in my opinion, for something that I've done. To get 600 hits on this blog is pretty, it's like,
not for you,
I'm like checking them every day, going, oh my gosh, another 50 people look today or something. So that's been very cool for me to see all the people that are interested in the subject material and asking the questions, and just everybody kind of coming together on this.
What part of this experience did you enjoy the most, and what part of this did you enjoy the least?
Well, I enjoyed the most sitting here talking to you today.
Okay, this interview's over? Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I think just the people. I really do. I think it's been about the people that I've met through this, whether they be from the city of Janesville or whether they be from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been talking to people about this all over the country and that have been supportive of Janesville, trying to change an ordinance to allow us to have the right to raise our own food in our yard and things like that. And it's just been overall a very overwhelming experience. So.
What was the least interesting or least pleasant part of this?
Least pleasant part? Well, I would say
How was speaking to the council? Was that...
that was nerve-wracking.
Was that nerve-wracking?
It was, and I'm not sure why, because I actually do have a lot of experience being on stage or things like that, so I'm not sure why I had that allergic reaction to public speaking that I seem to have when I stand at the podium. But I wouldn't say that was necessarily even the worst part, or even getting, having the motion made to not accept the ordinance for hens. I don't even think, I don't know that there really was a negative. Certainly it was disappointing to not have that happen, but now is obviously not the time for Janesville to do that, and it'll happen eventually, I think. So
if somebody was passionate about an issue and they wanted to get involved and they wanted to make some change, with your experience that you have now, what would you advise these people to do? How would you suggest that they go about changing the system?
I think getting involved would have to be the most important step. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. I mean, I feel that I put a tremendous amount of effort and research into this, and I feel that I had the answers, so to speak, on this issue, and then it still didn't happen. So there's no guarantee, but I think the first step is to always to get involved and to be at the meetings, or watch the meetings, or find the people that are interested in something that you have an interest in changing.
So what's next?
A movie involving action figures and marshmallow peeps, I think, is probably no. I don't know. Now it's just simply a matter, I think, of educating the public. In terms of chickens, we do have plans to bring Mad City chickens down from Madison and do some shows.
So you may have lost the battle, but the war goes on? I
think so. I think it's just a matter of, keeping public interest in it until it's time to bring it back again. So I don't think there needs to be any wars or anything, or any battles lost, or anything like that.
I just imagine these eggs being hurled around.
Don't say that. People know where I live.
There you go. There you go. Well, best of luck to you. I think it's really great that you got involved, as you said, and whether chickens happen today, tomorrow, next year, good luck with educating.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you for watching Discover Janesville. My name is Yuri Rashkin. I hope you enjoyed this program. If you have any questions or concerns, please send email to discoverjanesville@gmail.com. Please make sure to check out the program on JATV and also at www.discoverjanesville.com. And huge thank you to Basics for being our host and supporter of today's episode. Take care.